Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pooya and Liana Lounge for episode number 12. I am one of your hosts, Pooya, and she is
Liana.
And welcome to the lounge.
The Pooya and Liana Lounge,
That's
aptly
right.
named after us, Pooya and Liana.
If you didn't get that after 12 episodes, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so what are we here to do today, Pooya?
Vibe out?
Oh, okay.
Do you have an objective here for us today?
I made an agenda.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I did not make an agenda.
Okay.
But I want to highlight some things that we got in terms of the comments from last week that Pooya wants to talk about, don't you, Pooya?
Oh, yes. So first of all, shout out to everybody in the comments. It was a great podcast, great comments. I did enjoy all of it. But I did get a couple questions about where to leave a review. Because if you remember, last week we did throw an objective out for y'all for the next 10 episodes, which was if we get 30 reviews, we will be doing other hot ones. So in order to review, specifically, I'm looking for reviews on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. And you can do that as long as you have the podcast feed, you can get access to those. And you can look it up on pooyandliana.com. That should be the first place to find it. But that doesn't mean don't keep the comments coming. Please do. But if you want to work towards that objective, we're looking for reviews in those realms.
I think also, so I know like I use Pocket Casts for my podcasts, and I think there's a way to leave a review, and I think it actually collates it like into Apple.
Do you think so?
I think so.
I'd have to go looking. I'm not sure.
Okay, maybe. But anyway, so I mean, even if you did, you can just leave in the comment form that you left a review. We'll honor system it.
I think so.
Yeah, we trust y'all in the same way that hopefully y'all trust us.
Exactly. What is that?
But what if they don't?
They do trust us.
Do you trust us?
I think we're trustworthy people.
Trust me.
No, you seem scammy.
What do I seem scammy?
Because you said trust me one too many times. Now I don't trust you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, yeah. You doth protest too much.
Yeah. Like if you got to bring it up, you're probably not going to trust the person.
Yeah. Like, oh, hey, welcome home. Just so you know, I definitely didn't rub my butt all over your clothes. Just so you know, I definitely didn't do that.
That would be a weird thing to both do and then overcorrect on.
Yeah. That's it. No, I'm saying I didn't do that though. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it.
That's what I'm saying is that if someone was like thinking something happened,
yeah.
I don't think, did she rub her butt on my clothes is going to be top of that list. Like, I don't think they're going to come to that conclusion naturally anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just clarifying just so you know, like I didn't do that.
No, all you did is you added it to the short list of things you did now.
It's like she definitely did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, how's your week been? It's been a week since the last pod. We did a mini-sode, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't checked that out, we did put out a audio exclusive pod over into the feed. Same feed where you can go leave a review in.
Yes.
We talked all things Severance, which is a good time.
Yes. We got some really positive feedback on that as well. So I'm so happy that people listened and appreciated it. And that's definitely something that we're going to do in the future. I mean, not like Severance specifically, but whenever we have a topic about something we really want to talk about, we'll release it as a mini-sode, which is funny because originally our plan was like, oh yeah, well, we'll just chat for 20 minutes about Severance. Podcast is like 45 minutes
It's pretty much an extra whole episode.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you get talking about a subject that you're really interested in, right?
Yeah.
You just sort of keep babbling no matter what.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed Severance, check it out. If you haven't yet, watch Severance, then check it out. Or if you don't like it, that's fair enough. We'll catch you on the next mini-sode.
Yeah,
but you're here right now, and we're going to vibe out.
Yes, we're going to vibe out, which, speaking of babbling or talking about things, I have had such a chaotic past, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days. I've just had so many things happen to me. So as I mentioned on the last episode, I'm applying for jobs. And so I've had interviews just like pop up very quickly because people were going out of town. So they wanted to interview me. I also had another interview that was it was almost like I had an out of body experience. And I know I said I liked interviewing. I maybe want to rescind that comment because I was talking, the guy, the HR guy, great talent acquisition guy, super nice, fantastic. But they just had this moment of just this out of body experience where, you know, sometimes you're talking, you're saying something, and then all of a sudden you just sort of see yourself from the outside. Does that happen? Does that happen to you?
That.
Okay. I don't know if this is a common occurrence. I feel like it should be, where you're just talking, and then all of a sudden you look down on yourself. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you even saying right now?
Wow, you had that epiphany?
Yeah. I'm having it now. I'm looking down on me saying, Liana, what story are you even telling? What even is this? What are you saying? This is not entertaining.
It was chaotic because you had a lot of job interviews.
It was chaotic because a lot of things were popping up and I was super busy and I was running around and I was doing it. It was all happening very quick and I'm very tired, which, again, common occurrence. So it was that, but it came off of a weekend that was pretty okay, like pretty chill in terms of the fact that on Saturday I didn't get into my Pilates class, which is fine. I was waitlisted.
Heartbreak.
I know. But I said, okay, well, we're going to take this opportunity to go do something fun. So we went to a new coffee shop that we'd never been to before. And by we, I mean me, went to a new coffee shop that I had never been before. Big mistake. Okay. Never go anywhere new. Never have any new experiences.
Did they do the tip thing to you? They're like, we're just going to need you to answer this real quick.
No, I paid in cash.
Fancy.
Well, no, I paid in cash because it was only $5. It was like $5 flat and I had a $5 bill. So it was just like, well, I'm just going to pay with a $5 bill. But anyway, so it's this guy, he opens up a new coffee shop. Okay. This is why you never have any new experiences, because my original plan was I wanted to get a matcha and I wanted to sit and journal. Okay. Cause we're journaling girly. So I go to this place and first of all, I pull up and it's just a house. Okay. It's just a house. There's no sort of businessy looking sign except for there's a little teeny tiny sign for this coffee shop.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, please.
Why did you go out of your way to go to this one when you could have gone to your regular spot?
Because I'm trying to challenge myself to have new experiences.
Good to know.
I done messed up. Okay.
No, that's not a mess up, but continue.
Mistake. No. Wait till you hear it. It was a huge mistake. So I wanted to just sit and journal. So I show up and first of all, I'm like, great, I'm going to get kidnapped. This is just a regular person's house that they have done up and made fake reviews on Google so that unsuspecting people like me who are trying to have brand new experiences show up and get kidnapped.
Quick question.
Yes.
Did you go in despite thinking all these things because you were like, if anything happens, Pooya's got my back. He'll save me.
That did not cross my mind at all because I knew you were not going to wake up for quite a while.
Yeah, but
if I was missing and it's like 4 hours later and you haven't heard from, like you're not going to notice. Okay, so if I go missing, right, you're not going to know within the next hour or two. It's going to be 4 or 5 hours later.
I would. You want to know why?
Okay.
Before you go into the establishment.
Sense it.
Oh, first of all, yes. Spousal instinct is a thing. Yeah, they call it spousal instinct.
Oh, wow, that's creative.
Second of all, I feel like if I was in your shoes, I would have fired off a text to you before I go in.
This is why I may also be kidnapped one day, because those instincts did not kick in. My instinct was obviously there's something off about this. We'll do it anyway.
Oh my God. That is like getting all the information and be like, you know what? We know who's going to win this game. We're going to bet on the other team anyway. Why not? Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know this is probably a thing that's going to come back and really impact me and bite me in the butt, but that's fine.
Okay, well, you're sitting here telling us the story, which means it worked out.
I lived, right? Okay, well, I lived. So I go in. And it's a house. I walk in, there's a staircase going upstairs. And then to the right, there's a doorway with no door, right? So just the open doorway.
The arch.
And I kind of poke my little head in. And there's a guy just standing behind the counter in this living room. It's a living room, okay? And it's got 2 tables in it. And then there's just a guy standing there behind a counter. But again, it looked like someone's house. And I walk in and I am the only person there. He's the only other person there. So I'm like, hey, because I don't know how to be a normal human being. And I'm like, hey, he goes, oh, hello, welcome. He was very polite. The man behind the counter, very polite. He was like, oh, great. Welcome to the thing. My coffee shop, whatever. And I was like, do you have matcha? Because on their website it said they had matcha. And he goes, matcha? I was like, I mean, yeah, we have matcha, but you don't want a coffee? So immediately I'm already crap. What have I done? I've made a huge mistake. All I want is to be unbothered. I just want to sit in a corner and speak to no one, right? If I could walk up and just get it from a machine, I would have preferred that. I was just not in the mood to have a conversation. So then I get chastised for not ordering coffee and I stick to my guns. I say, no, I'd like a matcha, please. So he makes me a matcha. He's like, sure. And then this is where it all goes downhill. We start talking. We had a 35-minute conversation. I just wanted to sit and journal. And I said, hey, do you mind if I sit down and journal? Meaning like, hey, I'm going to sit down and like do an activity. And I had my journal with me. And then it just, I just couldn't figure out a way to like end the conversation. And to be fair, I did continue to volley back in like what I considered to be a polite way because I didn't want to be rude. But then that inevitably ended up getting me further into the conversation where we ended up talking like about a bunch of stuff. And then thankfully another 2 people showed up and I was just like immediately folded everything. I was like, great, nice to meet you. Okay, bye.
You should have stayed around because if they ordered matcha, I think a full brawl would have broken out. You don't want my coffee? Bam.
You matcha lovers, get out of this house.
So a couple of points. First of all, I'm very happy to hear the story because this is one of the ones that I can tell you saved for the pod because I didn't know about this at all.
And I didn't die.
Well, that's also a great bonus.
You're welcome.
Are you open to some feedback?
Yes. Is this constructive feedback?
I would hope so.
Okay.
Because I would say I am the king of not interacting in public.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Thank you. Certified. So I can give you some tips on how to do that.
Okay. Yes. I would love. Okay. All right, everybody, take notes. This is the Pooya Masterclass on how to ignore people in public.
All right. So the first thing I want to flag is you brought up, hey, is it fine if I sit here? I'm going to do some journaling.
Yeah.
That is a very open-ended thing to say. Now, I don't know what he asked you next and what got you the conversation, but my immediate thought was, what's that? Or, oh, you journal? Oh, what do you journal about?
Yes. So, okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. How do you know? That's amazing. He was like, oh, I hope it's not work. And I was like, oh, no. This is like my personal journal.
Yeah. People who don't know people will...
Is that me? Am I people who don't know people?
No.
I feel like
what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, when I worked behind a counter, when you put out something like that, more by like a year and a half into my work, I was like, people just want to get in and out. I know that's what they want. Mm-hmm. They know that's what I want. Let's just make this quick. And unless they say anything extra, I won't say anything back.
Right.
So I kind of did that. But I think depending on the person, if you're like, they're giving you an energy that's like, oh, intrigued, like, let me talk to them, then they might ask follow-up questions. So what I would have said in that situation was, you mind if I sit out here? I'm trying to do some work. They're not going to say, what work, whatever. They say, yeah, like, perfect. Have a good day. And then you definitely, because I wear my headphones on, my wireless ones are always in my ear. But when I wear this hat, they're covered. So I'll do one of these. I'll hit the button.
But I didn't have my headphones with me.
Rookie mistake.
But that was actually specific designed on purpose because I was planning on raw dogging the day.
Yeah. You don't even need to use the headphones.
Yeah, but I don't have the in-ear headphones anymore.
You have the outer ear ones.
Yeah, my big boys.
Yeah.
But I told you I was going to raw dog. And if I have my headphones with me, I will end up using them because I have no self-control. So I was like, we're having a raw dog day.
Okay. Well, forget the headphones. Okay. I think if you just said, I have some work to do, great, thank you. You look a little like you got urgency. They're like, okay, I can't bother this person. They have work they need to do now.
Okay, but I thought I was communicating those things.
By saying, can I sit here? I'm just having a good day. I'm trying to journal.
Okay, I didn't.
I'm having a matcha and chilling.
All right,
also, you don't order the coffee. Coffee usually means business. Like you got to stay up. You got somewhere to be. Matcha's like, I'm having a cheeky Saturday morning. I'm hanging out.
What?
Can I journal here? Yeah. Oh, what am I journaling about? It's interesting you say that. So lately,
no.
I wasn't there. I'm just making fun.
Okay, I was trying to be polite.
Yeah.
All right. So I was trying to give.
You're
answers
nicer
that were...
than you should. Than you should be.
Yes, because I never want anyone to walk away feeling like that person's a jerk. And maybe this is like my own issue, but also I feel like here's a guy who's stuck in this coffee shop. No one's coming by. It looks like a house. He looks like he's gonna kidnap people. No wonder no one's walking in. Like I had created this narrative of what this man's life was like. Yeah. And so anyway, so we ended up with, so now I know everything about him. So he started the coffee shop about a year ago.
Go on.
Like in this list. So he didn't graduate college. And so the job opportunities that were for him, he felt like, no, this is not something I'm passionate about. So he decided to open up a coffee shop. Then he shared his business plan with me, why he chose West Haven specifically. And then we got into some more details about like, oh yes, he considers himself an intellectual, by the way. And so we started talking about like books he's reading and the hobbies that he has and all of these kinds of things. So yes, this man is now my best friend apparently. And he runs a coffee shop in West Haven. So Shout out.
No shout out. He's not sponsoring us. No shout out. Here's the thing.
He was so nice.
Oh, good for him. That's good, right? You left with a positive experience.
Well,
are you gonna go back there?
Okay. All right.
No, yes or no? Are you gonna go back there?
Okay. It's not just a yes or no answer. It's a qualified answer because on one hand, I feel like I should support local businesses.
Yeah, you got guilt tripped. You're gonna go back because you felt bad for him.
But I would like to have an experience where I go in, I get a coffee and be like, hey, sorry, I gotta run. Like I have whatever. I'll just I have a thing. So then that way I can feel good about supporting local business. And my new best friend Jason. Wait, what? Why?
Because you're like scheming the next encounter. I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna be like, all right, gotta run. Thanks for the sick matcha, man.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna get a coffee. I learned my lesson on that one. I don't feel like being chastised for getting another matcha, okay? But he's like, oh, I'm a coffee snob. Oh yeah, because his mom is a coffee snob. So that's how he ended up getting into coffee.
So wait, you're gonna have me go and order?
No, I'm gonna have you call me when I'm in there. And I'll be like,
that is
sorry, bro, gotta go.
Ridiculous.
Do they make apps that will call you, like fake phone calls? You know how people use that to get out of
I'm going to find this business. I'm going to call him like, did you chastise my wife about ordering matcha? We're giving you a 1-star. She hated you. And then you'll never go back.
No, I feel bad. I didn't hate him.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not the devil. But
I mean, the matcha was quite good.
What I want to go back to is this response you had to what I was saying, which is I don't want anyone to think I'm a jerk or rude.
Yeah.
I think you underestimate, like I think the scale of rudeness to kindness is a lot longer than you'd imagine.
Yeah.
It's not a binary 1 or 0 where 1 is super nice, 0. Like I've had the same silent interaction with people when I was working that I was like, this person's really chill. Or this person's a bit of an ass.
Or your Duncan friend.
Oh, that guy's my homie.
Yeah, and you guys don't talk.
No.
You don't know his hobbies. You don't know.
What's funny is I'll pull up and I'll be in the queue and he'll get my coffee order going.
Yeah.
But the last couple of times I went in the last month, they were out of Sweet and Low. So I just have my headphones in, I'm waiting, and he's like, man, we don't have Sweet and Low. Is that cool? Like, we have Splenda. I was like, oh my God, they remember. And they know it's not the same for me. Because we've talked once. And he was like, why Sweet and Low, man? I was like, I'm trying not to, have extra calories in here. And he's like, well, why not like Splendor? I was like, they honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, they taste different. And I like the taste of Sweet and Low.
He's Rob in disguise. He was like, oh, you're a pink packet boy, huh?
That was like one of the first post US interactions for me with Rob, where I basically got packet shamed, believe it or not.
I don't know. What was the context for that? Were you guys on a podcast or something?
He asked me how I took my coffee, I think.
And you were like, he was like, Sweet and Low.
Yeah.
I just remember the...
I was like, yeah, one of the pink packets. Like,
that's what I do. Pink packet boy.
But no, so there is like, for me, for you to be rude or be a jerk, be like, matcha, please. What, you're not going to get coffee? Did I stutter? Did I tell you I don't
never?
Yeah, but like, did I make it seem like I'm interested in your feedback? I want a matcha. Then you're a jerk. Oh. You're not doing that.
I thought that was the advice that you were giving me.
No. What?
Oh my God.
Who did you think you're in bed with?
Well, I thought that maybe you were doing it as like a ribbing, like a chastising, kind of like, we're joking buddies.
No, I'm overly nice to people I don't know. But
then why am I learning from you?
Because I'm nice when I'm in those interactions, but I avoid those interactions really well.
Yeah, okay.
Like I'm one of the few people that I've had maybe 2 Uber conversations the entire time I've ridden Uber, and I've ridden hundreds of Ubers.
Really?
Yeah.
I usually end up chatting with my Uber
Nope.
driver.
I open the door and I'm like,
maybe I'm the problem.
I don't think it's a problem, to be clear. I'm just giving you advice for what you said you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's a flaw in who you are.
That's why I'm saying it's a problem.
Yeah,
because clearly there's an outcome that I want that I'm not.
Yeah, I'll get in the Uber. I'm like, good morning, good afternoon, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, Pooya? I'm like, yeah, man. It's like, all right, welcome in. It's a good day, good weather. I'm like, yeah, man, it's great. On my way to the train station. And then I put my headphones on.
I see. Yes. I think I've learned what my fundamental flaw is, which is in those initial conversations, those first few sentences of back and forth, I think I invite too much conversation. Like I invite that I would be the kind of person who would want to have a conversation.
Maybe it's a little more open. Like, you're like, journaling. I feel like that's a big opener.
I'll follow up. Yeah, or like in the Uber conversation, I'll follow up with some unnecessary detail that potentially gives the impression that I'm interested in having a conversation. No. Which, to be fair, I've met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know about Jason's mom's, or was something with a J. Anyway, whatever. His mom's love of coffee.
I think I could answer a quiz right now of this guy, and I'd get right.
Not
Good
to dox
for
him.
Yeah, well, you're doing that already. Bleep it out. Okay, so, and then when I finish the ride, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Thank you so much, man. Have a good day, or have a good week. Depending on what day of the week it is, have a good weekend. Have a good rest of your day, stuff like that. And then it's like bookended perfectly. The only Uber rides where I go out of my way to talk to the driver is when I am A, booking the Uber, B, it's a full car with my friends. Because I'm like, somebody needs to cushion the blow of whatever these degenerates are talking about in the back.
You need to distract.
Yeah, that's what when I hit him with the grace, it's like, so do you enjoy doing Uber, man? Like, tell me one story you've had, or like some adventures, like weirdos, or why do you drive this area a lot over the weekend? Like stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think, to be clear, lead with kindness always. No matter who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Even if they have bad, like you can tell they might not be good energy. But if you want your space, it's not rude to want your space at all.
Okay.
At all.
Let me throw a hypothesis at you, or a scenario at you. Okay, so I'm sitting. What if I just turned my chair around?
What do you mean? Where's the person that's there?
There.
So the person's there. You're sitting here.
Yeah.
Okay. You're facing. So what if you turn your chair towards him?
No, away from him.
Yeah. The transaction's over, right? You got your coffee. You gave a smile. You said thank you. You said have a nice day. He told you where the sugar and the stuff is. Goodbye. Like that's acceptable.
Goodbye.
You can also reopen the conversation later. Be like, oh, so
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page of like, I don't think anything you did was wrong, and I'm not chastising you for any of it.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you advice to what because it sounds like your ideal would be what I get, and I'm trying to tell you how I get that.
Yeah, well, I think I had a vision for how my morning was going to play out. And when that vision was challenged, I struggled. But also, okay, so
let me tell you, Jason. So I'm here to journal, and while this conversation has been delightful, you have completely sideswiped my day now.
All right, you've ruined my day, buddy. No, here's the thing too, was that ultimately it ended up being a very fascinating conversation. So maybe I don't regret it. I don't know.
Silver lining, good for the pod. It's good content.
Yes, I suppose. So the other thing that happened in the conversation, so have you ever, no, I don't.
What are we talking about?
This is my new power pose.
Oh, God.
It's a little Nixon-y. The other thing that I was thinking about was, you know how when you get to know somebody for the first time and you're sort of playing this song and dance of like getting to know a person and trying to figure out, is this a person who's my vibe?
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes, look, you're not going to vibe with everybody. And so you're trying to sort of gauge whether or not this is going to be a person that I'm going to enjoy interacting with. Or is this someone who, yeah, I don't need to interact with you. So I was thinking about, in retrospect, I was like, what are some topics and themes that I could sort of test the waters with to like figure out whether or not this is like a human I would be interacting with in a normal basis. So I don't know. I didn't really come up with anything. But the point is that like, it's a very interesting social situation, I think, to be in, where you're getting to know somebody. But also I had no intention of being friends with this human. So also it was just like, okay, I consider this more like a fact-finding mission. Like I'm Jane Goodall, and I'm like learning.
Who's that?
She studied ape behavior.
Oh, I know her because of How I Met Your Mother.
Ah, well, so whose life is a sitcom now?
No, I just watched the show and I know about it. I don't make plans where I'm like, all right, and now my husband is going to call me 5 minutes into me being at the... By the way, same husband who she doesn't think could save her from kidnapping because he's going to be asleep. But that husband, going to be awake to give you a call.
I mean, look, come on. You're no Liam Neeson, all right?
What is that supposed to mean? Good. I'm pretty sure I don't want to be based on the stuff I've heard.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, well, I'll have to Google that a little bit later.
I just generally wouldn't want to be Liam Neeson.
Yeah, but then when I get taken, who's going to come take me back?
There are other people that literally, there's a plumber by the name of Mario that has saved people.
Okay, okay, fine. Who's better at rescuing people, Mario or whatever Liam Neeson's character's name was?
How many times has Mario done it?
Like sex?
No, not like sex. No. How many times? Oh my God. How many times has Mario saved Peach or Luigi?
Well, there's a lot of different
else?
video games.
Yes. And you know what happens when he goes and they're like, Princess Peach is in another castle. He's like, really, huh? Let's go. He doesn't stop. He doesn't give up. Liam Neeson's like a
Liam Neeson,
like a one-hit wonder.
Well, I think they made a sequel. Didn't they make it Taken 2 or
a
something?
two-hit
like
wonder. Brilliant.
Okay, but that's a great point. Okay, so if I was kidnapped, I guess between you, Liam Neeson's character from Taken, and Mario, I think I'm choosing Mario.
Okay, so the situation wasn't I'm also one of those options. It was
Why?
Which one am I more like?
Oh, okay. Well, then Liam Neeson.
No, you just said I wasn't like Liam Neeson. I am a jack of all trades.
Okay, on a scale of Liam Neeson's character in Taken to Mario, you're more of the Liam Neeson type, I think, in terms of rescuing people.
Ridiculous. I am way more Mario. Actually, I'm way more Luigi, but that's neither here nor there.
Why?
That's Wario. Or Waluigi, depending on how you say it. More Waluigi. Rude.
Why is that rude?
Because initially you were like, you're not Liam Neeson. And I was like, bitchin', yay. And then now you're like, no, you're Liam Neeson.
Well, again, if you're making me choose between two binary options.
Both of them save the person.
Yes, but
I haven't watched Taken, by the way. I assume he does because I know that one phone call he does. Also, I'm not like Liam Neeson because I am not confrontational like that. I would not call the kidnapper and be like, I will find you and I will.
Okay, but Mario is extremely confrontational when he's saving anybody.
Yeah, but in the Mario world, there's fireballs and pipes and Goombas you jump on. That's not reality.
I've never seen you jump on a Goomba ever before in my life.
Exactly my point. That's not reality.
Yeah, so that's why you're more like Liam Neeson's character in the...
You know what? You know what I am? You know?
What?
Maybe I'm like neither. Maybe I am a Goomba because Goombas don't have hands, and I'm not gonna call the. I'm gonna leave you be kidnapped now. That's the decision. Whatever. What? Oh, sorry, Mr. Kidnapper. Oh, you want me? You want me to pay the ransom? Well, you know what? She said on a scale of Liam Neeson and Mario, I'm neither. So good luck.
You're gonna hear me in the background be like, "Can I get a matcha?"
Enjoy talking about journaling, my friend.
Yeah, did I get to bring my journal with me? If I get if you
will get released because you ask so many questions like a child.
I think they're gonna be so over me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like, so why is it that you use this specific rope to tie my wrist? Is there some added benefit?
Actually, the sailor's knot is actually a more efficient one. I can break out of this in about 27 hours.
Yeah, you know the tape that you're using, that's not really going to be effective because once it's applied to the heat of my skin, it's going to melt the adhesive and you're really not going to be able to maintain.
If I was them, I would release you, follow you back, and kidnap the husband and be like, all right, she's going to have a lot of questions, but by the time she solves them, we've already got what we need.
Just use the right tape.
They'll take notes and then they kidnap you instead. They're like, well, we learned a lot from your wife.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, how do we get here?
Who are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would wish you had your vote and confidence that I could handle business.
I have confidence. Okay, well, what kind of business?
Saving you from a kidnapping.
Okay, if I got kidnapped, realistically, what would you do? Okay, let's say I don't show up. What do you do?
I first of all don't want to play this game. This is sad.
Okay, but it's a hypothetical situation.
Have you seen Home Alone?
Yes, we've watched them all together.
Yeah, I'm gonna order a big ass pizza.
Okay, great. So that's your approach.
I made my spouse disappear. No, I mean, first of all, I'd panic. Then I would.
Great start.
Yeah. Well, you should let it out first,
Sure.
so that you can lock in.
Work through it. Sure.
Call me guy talk. So I would then go ahead and figure out some stuff to do. Okay. Number one, I would look at Google Maps, see if our location is still like updating. That's one.
Okay.
Number two, if that's not updating, I would see when was the last time it updated? How many hours?
Sure.
Okay. Actually, before those two, I would try and call you.
Okay.
You know, whatever. So I do those things. None of that's working, whatever. Then I would call the authorities.
Okay. I was wondering if you were just going to go full vigilante justice or if you were going to bring in the authorities on that.
That is putting my life and your life in jeopardy, and I'm not experienced in this at all. So that would be stupid of me to try and do that. What am I, John Wick? No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure. Well, hopefully it never happens and we never have to experience that. But speaking of being locked in, have you seen, this has like exploded on social media maybe in the past like 48 hours or so, that guy who dips his face, like it's that guy's morning routine.
Yeah.
And he like dips
Ashton something.
Yes. And he like dips his face in, what's that water brand?
It's like a New York brand water. It's like $7.
And he like rubs banana peel on his face.
Yeah. Did you know that since this thing has started, it's officially dead to make the memes about it now because Mr. Beast did it.
Oh, really?
Mr. Beast was like, oh, I missed my morning routine. And it was a screenshot of his personal assistant being like, all right, it's time for the water. It's time for the banana peels. And then someone quoted him and was like, all right, y'all, it's over. Pack it up. We're moving on.
All right. Well, then I shall mention it no further. But if you are interested, just Google
outrageous
sparkling water banana peel man who's locked in. So locked in.
It is outrageous.
Okay.
It really is.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So in summation, what we've learned so far is A, you don't know how to end a conversation at a coffee shop.
That is correct.
Number
well,
two,
no, technically I do. It's when other people show up, you just bolt. Someone shows up, you just run for the door.
Let me ask you, did you not journal at all at this place?
I got 2 sentences in.
So no.
So no, the answer is no. No, I didn't know. I didn't get any journaling done. And then I went and ran errands, which, by the way, this is going to sound like a outdated comedy set, okay? But what's the deal with women's clothing? Because I'm trying to update my wardrobe as I have purged a lot of clothes and I'm looking to replace them with new clothes. What the hell is with sizing? And I feel like it's gotten worse. And because I have not shopped for clothes in a while, don't come for me. But like, I tried on extra smalls to mediums in terms of shirts. I was a 4 in pant size in one store and an 8 in the next. It was just like, what the hell am I even supposed to do? It's awful. It's terrible. How is one supposed to buy clothes? And you know what? This is embarrassing, but I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I've had this shirt since high school.
Why is that embarrassing?
I don't know, because like I'm outdated and old or whatever.
No.
Which, oh my God, just speaking of being old, I had a bad, okay, finish your thought. The point is that I'm like, it was terrible. I was there from the moment I escaped the coffee shop until about like 3:30 p.m. I was clothes shopping. I went to Express. I went to Loft. I went to Banana Republic. I went to Macy's. I went to like every store under the sun and I found nothing. What?
I would go save the coffee shop person from you.
So, okay, you know what? That's a great point because I'm telling the narrative from my perspective. Maybe he's like, this crazy woman.
I was held captive in my own store.
Yes, exactly.
No, I'm joking.
She wanted to sit and talk. I was just, and as soon as I saw those 2 people show up in my store, I was so thankful I had someone else to talk to.
I cannot I have not experienced the experience you're having with clothes.
That's because you get like a number. Like
It's supremely easy. I think the hardest part is like pants, simply because depending on what waist you are, and how baggy you want stuff to be, that can be a bit of a challenge. Because like back in like high school and stuff, I would buy pants that were definitely too big for me, but I didn't want them to be form fitting. So then they'd be a lot more baggy.
Yeah.
But then like, as far as clothes and stuff go, I've kind of always operated in the 2XL doesn't fail. Is easy. And then in the event that it looks a little too big, we'll try the XL on and that'll be it. Like that's as far as it goes. And then my feet are my biggest issue, but that's a me issue, not a man issue.
Oh my God, don't even get me started on my feet. That's a whole nother issue. But to go back to the pants, I will say, at least for jeans, like I found Levi's that are like a 28-inch waist and 34 inches long because I got weird long legs. But then I struggle to find things that fit my waist, but then don't fit my hip. Like it's too tight in my hips, it's too loose. If it's tight in my hips, it fits my waist.
We should get a tailor. Maybe that's where we're going.
I think this is where I'm ending up, which is like if I can find clothes that are at least maybe like 80% of the way there, and then I can get them tailored, and then just get a tailor to finish it off. Especially because my goal was, I'm like willing to spend money, high quality, like money on a high quality piece that will last me a long time. I'm like willing to do that. So then having it tailored, I do think is the right approach.
Yeah.
But to go back to the shoes, so you have the opposite problem that I have. Your feet are too wide. My feet are too narrow. No, no. Is that true? Is that not an accurate assessment?
I have big clown feet?
No, clown feet are long and wide. Yours are wide and appropriately lengthed.
You height shaming my feet?
No, but I'm saying like in proportion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just messing with you.
I have long, skinny feet. And so every shoe is way too wide. And then my foot is like going on a little adventure, like sliding from side to side. Because I also went shoe shopping. I went to DSW and I tried on a bunch of shoes. And they're all slipping and sliding in every direction. Because, anyway, so I ended up finding a pair online that ultimately I was happy with. Because when people say this is too narrow, I know that it will fit me well. So I just look for reviews that say that this shoe is too narrow. Anyway, why is dressing myself such a challenge? Dressing and eating, they're both so annoying. I wish I didn't have to do either. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to be like a starving naked human. That sounds bad. But I wish it were an easier experience. And I know some people find joy in that, and that's fantastic. And I wish that I had that joy as well. And I was initially excited to go clothes shopping, and then I went through the experience and I was like, we don't like this anymore.
I think, ironically enough, when like people, I feel like some people love going shopping all the time.
Yeah.
Some people kind of dread it. But I think once you have decided you're going, it will feel like a satisfying event if you purchase stuff. But
Yes.
I've been shopping with you multiple times where we go store after store and you come home with nothing.
Yes.
And I, who went with no intent of shopping, just intent on being with you, have bought items. So
Yeah, that is true.
I can imagine that would be a very painful experience.
But I mean, part of that is probably because of my high standard at this state. Like, I'm not going to purchase an item unless, like I said, I'm like 95%
Right.
happy with it. But I think maybe the way around that, especially for pants, shirts, I don't even, like, I don't know what I think there's something wrong with my arms because the arms always fit weird, and sometimes I've got like extra fabric in places, or they're like too short.
I don't
like,
think that's to do with your arm.
I think I've got weird arms, weird knees, weird arms, skinny feet. It's just an abomination. I can't believe
using my
Jason
leg as a
wanted
coaster.
to talk to me in the first place. So I did acknowledge that. Like, I recognize that when you held my hand, and I will tell you it is giving me immense anxiety. But I'm trusting you as a human being.
It's been
to
chilling there for
maintain
like
this.
10
Yep,
minutes.
I recognize that, and it's still giving me anxiety, but that's fine.
Is it
and we're
really?
just gonna go ahead. Yes. Fine. Because I paid 90 good American dollars for this rug. And if you spill coffee on it,
How many years have we had this rug?
4, almost 4.
Okay. So 90 divided by 4 is what, like $22, $22.50.
Okay.
$22.50. It's fine if it gets messy.
I love you, rug.
Also, this is the same rug that, okay, so my time for stories? My time.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so last week, okay, it was a quiet Friday night. I had just finished streaming. It was a great stream. Fun times were had by all. I then left
Is
the
there a reason
stream.
why you're whispering?
I played some games. It's my story voice. I played some game. Well, what is that?
Well, because when I edit, I'm gonna have to like try to amplify you. And
Okay, more work for you, maybe.
okay, well, I'm not gonna do that. So if you're listening, just know Pooya made a conscious choice to speak quietly.
Okay, that's very rude. I didn't critique your storytelling voice. I don't know why you had
Which
to
is
do that to
essentially
me.
just yelling and complaining.
And then let me tell you about clothes. And also, oh my God, that's a whole other issue. And then, okay, so then I'm journaling in the clothing store.
Me? Okay, one day I'm gonna do an impression of you, and you can do an impression of me.
Oh, we're doing that episode.
A
That's
Swapsies episode.
a Freaky Friday. That's happening at some point. This year, more relevant than ever because they are doing a new Freaky Friday movie.
No, I saw that.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I hope it's good.
It will be great.
I hope it's not just a cash grab.
It will be great. So
A cash grab.
So I then finish my stream. I go about my night. Then when I get ready to go to bed, I've gone to the kitchen and I'm putting away dishes from the dishwasher, and I hear a meow. Now we have 2 cats. We have Clam. We have Pearl. Clam makes no noise. Clam is a very quiet cat. Doesn't meow ever unless we're taking them to the vet. And they're both in the little like cubby things, then Clam will meow, but only because Pearl is meowing.
She's a sympathy meower.
Yeah. Otherwise, you will never hear Clam make a noise. She moves like the G in lasagna, complete silence. Then, why are you laughing?
Did you see that Fox News story about the Etsy t-shirt? Okay, I'll tell you offline.
Okay.
I don't know if it's appropriate because
Okay. Y'all Google the keywords and you'll find the article too, I imagine. Okay. So then I hear the meows. I'm like, okay, that's Pearl, not Clam. Easy. But it sounds faint, which means she's not next to me and she's not in the living room. So she can be in one of 2 places. And I thought, oh, I'm closer to our bedroom. She's in the bedroom. Liana must have left the door open. Pearl snuck in, stayed there, and now wants out. So I go open the door. I wait a little bit. I kind of move around the bed because sometimes she'll like hide until I like go the opposite direction. Then she'll run out the exit. Nothing. I then go back to the kitchen. I'm like, okay, maybe I just heard something, whatever. So I start doing stuff. I hear a meow again. I was like, okay, that was further. I was like, oh my God, I think I know where she is because I know she's not in my room. My room is constantly closed. I always close it when I walk like behind me when I walk away. Somebody who loves to leave the door open and do stuff and then come back and close it after is Liana. So
it's so much energy to have to continue to open and close doors.
It's like turning on and off a light to me. So then I open this room, Liana's office.
Yeah.
And out runs Pearl. And I was like, okay, I found Pearl. Pearl murdered one of the plants completely, like bit the root out. Like this plant was,
She like
I have a photo.
yanked it out.
We can put a photo up.
Okay.
Right here. The root was out of the pot completely. And then also ate the plants and then vomited them back onto this precious $90 rug, which has been 4 years. And so this rug has been probably pooped on and vomited on by the cats.
She's never pooped on it. She has
She
definitely
may as well
vomited.
have that night.
She definitely. I'd rather it come out one end than the other.
Okay, well,
And technically, I repotted the plant, and yes, it did lose some branches, but it's starting to grow again. So I'm happy
Yes.
about that. But it is funny because I'm looking at my other money plant that I have, and these are all cat safe, by the way. So like,
yeah,
she's-
they're not going to
she's
get sick
fine.
from it.
Yes, but I can see all the little nibble bites
Yeah.
on that plant.
Got a little
Wait, okay,
snacky.
wait, hold on. I'm gonna show.
Is it going to be visible?
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Ow. Like, what is even this? She's like just gone to town like a buffet.
A buffet.
A buffet.
Yeah. So, and you might be thinking, okay, well, you know, accidents happen. Last night, yesterday, Liana comes home from work, and she's like, "Where's Clam?" I was like, "I don't know." Again, Clam's the quiet one, and Clam typically doesn't hang out with me. So
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't know, under the couch maybe." But also, Clam doesn't really hide like that. So she checks under the couch. We check in the kitchen, nowhere to be seen. We check our bedroom, nowhere to be seen. Liana comes into this room, checks it, nothing to be seen. Clam was laying down in the closet in this room with the door behind her closed.
She was just chilling.
She was just hanging out. There was no meowing, no like anger or like anxiety, nothing. She was just hanging out. Yeah. But she clearly got in there while you were getting ready in the morning or something.
Because, okay, so I will say, we keep the setup here now, and I normally have access to my makeup table, and it's become extremely challenging to get to. And I need to figure out a better system. So yes, I will admit that there were mistakes were made. In my defense, it's been a very chaotic week.
Yeah, you get the pass for that.
I'm gonna claim that that's the reason why all of this has happened. And I had a back spasm this morning, and now I'm in a lot of pain. So you know what? Forgive me, Pooya. I don't know.
I don't need an apology.
Forgive me, Liam Neeson.
Okay. No, all of this to say, like, but I'm glad that my coffee was giving you anxiety.
Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Because of the rug?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. It's
I
fine.
have fun. It makes me feel like I'm cool.
Yeah, because Pooya's nickname was Stack City.
They called me Stack City.
They call me
That's
Stack
what they
City.
did, yeah.
Which, is that, do you consider that to be a cool nickname?
Yeah, because they called me Stack City.
Did you call yourself Stack City?
No, they called me Stack City.
Who's they?
The people.
The people, all the people. All right, well, you heard it here first. Before Nipple King, there was Stack City.
I could stack a lot of things on top of each other very smoothly. Mm-hmm. Cups, lighters, the Bic lighters. I can make a tower like 6 of them.
Okay.
Coins.
Okay.
Coasters. Yeah.
Stack City, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They called me Stack City. So today.
Yes.
So you know how okay, how do I say this story? So being on social media for as long as we have, I've seen every iteration of, you know, people who update their Facebook statuses a lot, people who tweet a lot, people who post a lot on Instagram, people who their Insta story is like 17 million little lines. I've seen all. One thing that I've seen often, not often, like habitually from different people would be like all right, I purged my friends list. If you see this, you made it.
Okay.
I usually make it. Not because I'm keeping in touch with people.
Did you not make it?
I'll get there. I typically make it because even though I don't keep in touch with people, I think that I am the type of friend where if we relink, it's like we never stop talking.
Sure.
So I think that buys me a lot of goodwill or whatever. Recently, I had a friend post something, and then they said something to the effect of, well, you might as well unfollow me here because I'm never posting here again. I was like, oh, maybe they made a second account or whatever. I go to check if they made another account. They haven't, but I guess they're like purging their socials. I check, they're not following me on Insta. And I was like, oh, interesting. Whatever.
Wait, the person that you were following was not following you?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's fine. Because, you know, Instagram.
This is someone that you had known for a while?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
From like uni days. So then I was
Did
like,
they follow you before?
Yeah. We were friends. We're like good friends. So then I was like, you know what? This Instagram account, if they're purging it, like whatever. I was like, the key is, if they still have a Facebook account activated,
okay,
they're probably like, we're still friends there, right? I check. I've been unfriended there.
Ooh.
And I was like, interesting. Okay. And first, like my innate need to be loved immediately kicked in, where I was like, man, I gotta fix this. What did I do? And then I was like, you know what? No, I don't. This is someone I've not talked to in like 8 years.
Right.
When we talked, it was like we never stopped talking. But also, I did nothing. So I have no inherent need to chase and figure out what happened here.
I mean, it's not like you're chatting with that person on a daily
That's what I'm
basis
saying.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like you've fallen out of being friends.
And they're not in like
normal.
my ecosystem now, right? Where it's like, oh shit, this relationship is important because this person is friends with other people.
Yeah.
And I can make it not be weird. Can they make it not be weird? Like, you know, that kind of dynamics. We don't have any of that. There's like there's like a disconnect. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it be. Maybe they're going through something. I don't know. Whatever.
I love it when people don't want to be friends with me. I think that's fantastic. And it was the same also whenever I was dating. Was if anybody, like, if they were not interested, that's fantastic. Because I always felt like, great, I'm not going to ever chase a friendship or a relationship if someone is not reciprocating towards me. And it was almost like an immediate self-elimination. Right? Because it's just like, oh, okay, this person doesn't want to be perfect. Great. Another person I don't need to be friends with. Fantastic.
You're like Jeff Probst when someone quits Survivor. Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
Give me
exactly.
your torch.
I'm like, great, fantastic.
Get out,
of here.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it's wonderful. So I'm definitely on board for anybody not wanting to be friends with me. I mean, go for it.
I'm not. So if someone was to break up with me, I wouldn't like that.
Uh-oh. Don't worry. I'm not breaking up with you.
Yet.
I met this guy at a coffee shop, actually.
You know what? I hope you and Matcha Man, not even
anti-matcha man.
Coffee
He's like
guy.
pro coffee. They roast all their own coffees. They had a whole like setup in the back that
he roasts coffees. I roast him. We'll see who wins.
Bum.
Yeah.
Be a Mario in a sea of Waluigis. That would be what Locked In. That's one of those like male.
Oh,
like,
one of those like
accounts.
Chad memes.
Chad
oh
meme
my
accounts.
God. And it's like a picture of a werewolf or something.
Yeah.
Oh
No, because it's like be a Sigma in a room full of betas or whatever. You know, it's like that kind of thing. Be a Mario in a room full of Waluigis.
It's so cringe. I feel like, you know what's funny? I was about to say, I feel like being like a young man now is more cringe than when we were growing up.
Okay.
It's not. It's still the same. It's just different things now.
Well, I think also I've obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but I've never been a young man. And I would assume that being a young man, those similar tropes existed just on a smaller scale.
Yeah,
whereas now they exist on social media, so you can get them from everywhere.
Like, to be clear, when I say being a young man, I mean having to fit the mold, like, you know, like when all the boys are like, you're not man enough kind of vibe. Like fitting that mold has always been cringe. Like what constituted a proper lad when I was young was cringe, and what constitutes that now probably also cringe. Do what you want. Be yourself.
Yeah, I mean, yes, obviously I agree with that. I also agree with not. I mean, it's tough though, right? Because when you're growing up and, you know, that I think that happens for anybody where there's sort of these perceived standards of who you need to be and like what the optimal way to be is.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
You're sort of navigating the world and trying to figure out your place in it. And it's obviously easy to get stuck in a like, oh, I need to be doing this, or I should be doing this, or this is the person I should be, instead of like, this is the person that I am, or this is the person I want to be.
Yeah.
Like I actually want to be, not because that's what society is telling me to do.
Yeah. To go back to the friends thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think part of it also is I take the you unfriending somebody as like a they did something. Even though I understand it. Well, we haven't talked in like years, so what's the use?
Sure.
But I also feel like because there's a lot of relationships I've maintained with other family or friends that is very much from a distance, we know what each other's doing because we're updating these platforms. It kind of feels like, you don't want me to know anymore? Like, what do I do to you? But I had a moment of growth when I was like, you know what? Either they're going through something, they like whatever it is. I know I literally haven't talked to them to do anything wrong. So we safe. Also, not for nothing. This person has posted some questionable things in the past.
Oh, so maybe it's a good thing then.
Low key, I was like, I'm fine enough to do it. Like, it's fine. It is what it is. So
yeah, I'd rather you reject me than me having to reject you.
Yeah.
Although I will say it is really embarrassing. I mean, obviously this person, like, they chose to unfollow you, but I will say
probably a lot of people, because that number was low when I checked. I think it was like a mass purging.
I think to me the awkward thing is when someone follows you and you don't follow them, which I just had a very awkward moment where Stephen Fishback followed me and I didn't follow him on Blue Sky. But in my
my God, I have to reply to him.
You didn't? You never replied to him? Oh my God. Steven's going to think we hate him. I don't follow. Okay, I actually did follow him on Blue Sky, which again, not because I didn't want to follow Steven Fishback. It's because I don't use Blue Sky. And if it doesn't come up in my suggestions, then it doesn't happen because I'm just not using it. Oh my God, I felt terribly.
It's because I never check my DMs on Blue Sky because I've never been using it. So I'm going to leave it open on his message. So the next time I open my phone, it's his message and I can just sit there and reply to it.
Okay, great. Yes, because oh my God.
And I'll be like, and Liana didn't follow you because he didn't like you.
No, please don't. Please, oh yeah, I spit on my microphone. Please don't say that. Please don't say that. Because then it's awkward because Steven was like, oh, I would have messaged Liana too, but she doesn't follow me on Blue Sky. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, again, not an intention. So then I have to decide, do I go immediately follow him, which is awkward? Do I wait? So what?
No, you immediately follow. You immediately follow.
Okay, well, I forgot about it. And then I did it a couple days later.
This is like when Ferris messaged you and had said that I wasn't following him. And I was like, shoot. Let me follow the guy.
Yes.
So I did.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Being a human and social, this is like the social interaction podcast. Like that's been the theme of today. It's just so challenging to be a human and like interact with other humans.
It is hard to navigate, but we're going through it together.
Exactly. We're all trying our best. And I think that's what matters, right?
It really is what matters. Just do your best.
Put like your best foot forward. Are pure.
I think that's the hardest thing of human interaction is when your intentions are pure, but they're not coming across that way, or something else you do makes it seem like that's not the case. Because now it's like, but they are pure, but you don't think so. I got to change your mind. But if I do that, that's too much. Anyway, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's an awfully lot. Axolotl. Okay. The other thing that I think we need to talk about is we teased this with our title, actually, of last week's episode. Stop laughing. We're trying to be good, normal humans and be nice to people. So for those of you who are watching the TV show Survivor, Pooya and I do a draft with some of the other RHAP podcasters. That's right. And the winner who won last year's draft is completely out of this year's draft, and we are 4 weeks. Oh, well, I guess now we'll be 5 weeks, but she was out as of 4 weeks. So poor Shannon. And Shannon was the last of us to win, but she would boast about her average, her draft place average. And if Pooya and I, one of us, averages higher, or both of us, average higher than 7th place for our teams, which by the way, both of our teams are intact.
Looking doable.
Looking potentially doable. We would overtake Shannon in terms of, okay, Google wanted to chime in on that one. No, stop. I know you're not connected to the Wi-Fi network. I haven't reset you. Stop talking. Okay, anyway. So I think it's absolutely possible that we could overtake Shannon when it comes to our average draft placement. So this season is quite the tipsy-topsy-turvy. Why are you stroking your beard like that? You're so creepy. It's very like evil villain.
It just feels nice to the touch. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? I think one thing that can't be casted doubt on is Shannon's passion.
Yes.
And energy for this.
This sounds like you're giving her the participation trophy.
No,
Okay.
being nice. And like, me personally, I don't think I could put that much passion into something and suck at it. Like, I don't think so. But Shannon.
That was very backhanded. It'd be like, Shannon, wow, you care so much, and that's crazy because you sure suck at this.
No, here's the thing, right? I think, how earlier I was like, let me give you some advice on like the talking to the people.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have ordered the tiara from like middle of the season to be like, well, I won this one.
It's pretty ballsy. I'll give her credit for that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And then I don't know. I mean, the draft spoke for itself. I feel like if you go back and watch the draft and then see what happened here, some would say karma was in effect. Not me. Some would say.
Not me personally, but others. Some others may say that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it feels to be in that spot. I would be devastated because here's the thing. I was double grenaded first season we did this.
Yeah.
Premiere night, I lost 2 of my players, meaning I was not allowed to win the draft.
That's true.
But
That's
I still had one player in the game who, by the way, goes all the way and gets second place.
Yeah.
So it felt good to know, because even if I had gotten first and it wouldn't have counted, I would have been like, I did something. She's out. She can do now is root for someone else to win.
The other wrinkle in this whole thing was we had joked about if you can't draft someone who makes merge, you get relegated.
The relegation?
You
Yeah.
get relegated and someone else gets promoted up to the RHAP
Let
draft.
me be the first one to break this, burst this bubble. She's not getting relegated. She's not. She's not going anywhere. That would be so mean and cruel.
So mean.
Yeah, that ain't happening. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into 8 seasons of getting roasted by all these podcasters and the audience, and like have your people go to war against the other people, like in the comments. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
What you will be going though is to Ridicule Town, because it's gonna happen a lot.
Ridicule Town.
If I win. If I'm the first 2-time,
I don't know what that means. You're just saying you're going to brag and boast.
I'm going to be annoying. Not to you.
No, you will be to me.
Not to
I'm gonna
you.
have to deal with it.
No, I literally always say, like, as long as it's in our household, I'm happy. Why do you lie? Why do you lie? I don't like that. Don't paint that narrative of me. I'm always like, at least one of us could win it. Even this season, I'm like, it looks like it's going to stay in this household. That's nice.
That's true. I would be fine if you won.
Then why are you being big mean about it?
Because I'm also going to be annoyed.
Now I might be annoying to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oh, this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Maybe. I don't know. I was like, wasn't I nice to you in the draft? I like wouldn't pick someone that I know you would want. Like, I'm nice.
Yeah, we're nice.
Yeah.
We love each other.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice. And please don't take me to Ridicule Town. I don't want to go
I don't
there.
know what that was.
I don't want to go to Ridicule Town.
Yeah, we're going to take a drive down Roast Road. No. Get all the way to Ridicule Town.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh, the drive is so bumpy. I just assume.
Yeah, that was, I can't believe it. Like 3 out of the first 4.
I know. I can't believe it either.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chappelle, for taking one for the team, I suppose.
His sacrifice is always noted in these, for sure.
Yeah. He's always got like one of the first few boots, I feel like. Chappelle always takes one for the team.
Well, Chappelle's also like the only one who's like proven to be clinical with having the grenade and still winning.
I know.
a draft.
It's actually more like threading that needle is
that-
almost more impressive than any of our other wins.
The fact that win condition happened before so many other ones is wild to me.
Well, and that's the thing too. And this is coming from someone who won with freaking Gabler of all people. Like I have absolutely zero bragging rights.
You need a
real- okay,
legitimate win.
I
And
need
this season's looking good for you because I feel like everyone will roast each other, and now that we're all even, it's like everyone can roast each other, and everyone will be like, you won with Gabler.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what do you know? Because even the night of, you thought he wasn't winning. So.
No, I thought there was no way. I had written him off so early in terms of like my Edgic elimination winner.
Yeah, but you won. No one else can say that. You won.
I did win. I did. Well, I mean, everybody actually can say that because everybody has won, but yes.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Why did you bring that up? Just to put salt on the wound?
What, of Shannon?
The draft thing.
Because we put it in our title of last week and I wanted to address the situation.
Yeah. So I think this might be cocky.
Uh-oh.
I think the winner of the draft is sitting among us right now in this room.
Like the winner is in this room? Because only you and I are in this room.
What? Is that what that means?
Are you saying that we are going to win the draft?
I'm feeling very high on our odds. Like your odds
Yeah.
way more than my odds, but I think collectively we have like 88% of the pool right now.
I think that's highly possible. I mean, it's tough because in the new era, like editing can shift so much. So I think, I don't know. I don't want to call it too early, but I will say I do feel like pretty good about my team right now.
It is ballsy to call. I mean, I'm not going to go get a crown from now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. But,
Yeah.
you know, who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, I would like to read one of our reviews we got because as I did mention at the top that send your reviews in so that if you want this challenge to happen, we can get it done. But are you okay?
I don't want any more spicy food.
Well, you agreed to it. Why would you agree to it?
I don't know.
But then we already have had some reviews come in. We've had 2
Bada bing,
come in.
bada boom.
I'm going to read this first one here, or the most recent one.
Okay.
Amazing. 5 stars from Dragon Azul 1985. Love the banter between these two. It's really nice to see a different side of both of them outside the show podcasts. I'm always laughing at something.
Okay.
In parentheses, usually something Liana said.
That's me.
Yeah. What's up, Dragon Azul? I'm not cracking good jokes. I'm not funny.
Yeah, didn't you like his Ridicule Town joke?
That wasn't a joke.
We're going down to Ridicule Town. Oh, it rhymes. What would you what would the slogan of Ridicule Town be? Come for the banter, stay for the embarrassment. Is that catchy?
No.
Do you like that?
I really don't.
We'll workshop it.
It's not a place.
Town of Ridicule, population Pooya. Bada bing, bada boom. Ding, 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 ding.
Dragon Azul, really? This? This?
Okay, I get that I did not prove the point.
Yeah, for the last 2 minutes. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, sound effects are funny, right? Like if we put a
depends.
"Bing," or like a you know one of those slide whistle things? It's like okay, I can't do
Yes.
it, but that's pretty funny. Sound effects are pretty
Are you
funny.
not the same person that is against laugh tracks?
Yeah, I'm against laugh tracks. Laugh tracks aren't funny. Don't tell me when to laugh. I want to be able to laugh when I want to laugh. I don't like being told what to do. I'm like an anti-society kind of gal. I'm like an anarchist. That's
Yeah?
me. That's me.
The furthest thing from anarchy.
I love rules.
Yeah.
I enjoy rules because it makes me not have to think about what I need to do because there's so many things happening. There's so many decisions that need to be made. If there's structures and systems in place that I can follow, then it's easier because I don't have to spend mental energy trying to decide what to do. Which takes me back to the clothing thing. Like obviously I appreciate everybody's opportunity to dress and express themselves through clothing. Like, don't get me wrong. I never want to take that away, but I would love it if I could just wear like a tracksuit every day and that would like be acceptable.
You just described Squid Game.
Yeah, I realize that. Also, I realize that I'm also describing how like tech founders dress. Like, you know how Zuckerberg, sweet baby Ray himself would just wear the same outfit over and over, or Steve Jobs or Elizabeth Holmes, my idol, of course. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I'm just
you need to
describing
clarify that. Some people don't know what you mean. Like some people actually think you mean that.
Oh, okay, that's jokes.
Yeah,
that's big jokes.
Because I've seen comments. They're like,
No,
she's actually not good, Liana. I was like,
Yeah, no. I know that. I have a Theranos blood drive.
I think that's the part. It's like it kind of whooshed because you just said it so casually.
I know. It's jokes because she's a terrible human being
Oh.
and a complete psychopath.
Okay, I have something I want to ask before we wrap up here because we probably should soon. The drafters, me, you,
Yeah.
Shannon,
Yeah.
Taryn, Chappelle, and Asia.
I'm aware of us, yes.
Well, someone else might not. Let me clarify. Rude. Sort us into heroes versus villains.
Ooh.
This question has circulated before, but I want to know what the lovely lounge folks think about
Oh, man. That's tough. Okay, so Chappelle's a villain. That's easy peasy. Okay, so let's put Chappelle on the villain tribe. I think you would probably end up on the villain tribe as
it.
well.
Really? Over Taryn.
Maybe you and Taryn then all go
So what,
there.
just the men are villains?
Yes, and then the three of us are heroes. Am I a villain? No, I'm a hero.
I think of you, Asia, and Shannon. I think Asia's a hero. That's an easy one to mark
Asia's a
away.
hero. Chappelle is a villain. Those I feel like are the easy categories.
I think Shannon's a villain.
Okay, Shannon's a villain.
I think Shannon's a villain.
So then it's between you and Taryn, you're saying, for...
No, you're still in the conversation to be a villain.
I'm a hero, baby. I'm an anti-hero. I'm in a third category, because you know how we're doing 3 tribes now in Survivor? I'm in the anti-hero category.
You're in the disaster tribe is what you're telling me.
No, the anti-heroes would do fantastic. Thank you very much.
You are not an anti-hero. Oh, you think you're Walter White? I don't think
I'm in the superhero category. Call me Clark
Is that a
Kent.
bird? Is that a plane? It's Super Nerd. Din, 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 din.
Well, technically...
You would be the worst. So let's put, it's like we're doing an incomplete problem. Asia is in the hero tribe.
Yes.
Chappelle's in the villain tribe.
Yes.
The remaining 4,
Yes.
you tell us in the comments. How about that?
Yeah, but what if they disagree with the initial assumption that Asia is in the hero and Chappelle is
I would like to hear their arguments.
Yeah,
they can
okay.
give us your ranking, but if you could complete our problem, that would be perfect. Because
well, obviously,
I think it's
hero.
debatable. I think amongst us right now, I think, for example, this episode, I think I was way more the villain than you. I feel like I've been very
and in
like,
life.
What?
I'm a hero.
Are you really?
No. No, I am. I think I have. Okay, well, what makes a hero? What makes a villain? Are we talking like Survivor terms, or are we talking like in general?
What's the difference?
Well, because I think like you could make an argument that some of the villains or some of the heroes in the heroes tribe like were.
Well, yeah,
villainy.
some of those were a little bit like, square peg and circle hole type
Sure.
situation. But no. I mean, like, if we were to be categorized into villains and heroes, just in general, who falls where?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
And do you think that, I think is occupation coming into this?
I think
Because
you can use whatever
you
criteria
work on
you
science, of course. Like you're like working on solutions. Of course, you should be more hero off occupation.
Okay, but what about me is villainous? Like, tell me why you would consider putting me in the villain camp.
Well,
And be careful before you answer.
a threat.
Just consider deeply your answer to this question.
Okay. So, I think I would be more hero than you because I am a better listener than you. I empathize more than you. And by that, let me further elaborate it. I allow other people's stuff to impact me more because I empathize more.
Okay, but that doesn't make you a hero. Why? Because you're taking on the burdens of others. Oh, it's my cross to bear. I'm so locked in.
Just this mockery of someone being sensitive is pretty villainous to me.
No. It's not that. No, that's not. I'm just saying that doesn't necessarily make you a hero because you're empathetic towards others. I'm also very empathetic towards others. I spent 30 minutes talking to coffee shop guy. Okay, a pure heroic act.
Wow. And you're going to ride that high for years to come. This one time I talked to this coffee shop guy. That was my charitable donation to society. Yeah. Again, I don't know the answer. Okay. But I'm just thinking in like, especially when I'm picturing us being put in those
Boxes.
tribes. I'm like, you fit more the villain tribe than I would.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd be happy to. Villains have more fun, right? That's
well,
what
we're
they
both
say.
wearing blue, so technically, I think we'd both be heroes.
That's true.
In this
Let us know. This is way easier for them to dispute because we might not have the perfect P.
I think it's just tough to see yourself from an outside perspective. Like
Yeah.
it comes back to the whole thing of if someone were to ask me, and like Mike Bloom asked this question for the Survivor interviews, which is how do you think you're going to be perceived? I have a terrible time answering that question because I really struggle to understand how people perceive me.
Should the question be who is more villain, Pooya or Liana? I'm going to put a poll up.
Okay.
Should it be that?
Sure. Who's more villainous, Pooya or Liana? That would be the question.
Ooh, I think if I put the question out, I'm going to get most of the answers.
I mean, yes, that will be a concern, right? That the person who asks the
All right,
question.
well, maybe we just let the chat cook.
Okay, fine. Chat.
We let the chat cook.
Cook'ems.
Okay. We should probably wrap up.
Okay, well, see you on the flippity flop. That's my new catchphrase. AJ used it the other day, and I think he executed it flawlessly.
You know he didn't create that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all can find me on all socials at Pooyaism. Find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pooya. That's where I am when I'm not podcasting. Right now, I am talking 90 Day Fiance, though. I'm talking Australian Survivor once a week with the potentially relegated member of the draft, Shannon Gus. We have a good time there, so check that out. And check out our mini-sode. That was a lot of fun we did. So make sure you find out what our thoughts were on Severance. Leave your reviews, pooyaandliana.com. Find Liana talking Drag Race. I hear it's winding down now. We're on the end game.
Yes, we're at the end game. I am heroically covering the end of this Drag Race season. And then Mike and I are, of course, doing Survivor coverage as we smarch through this Survivor.
Smarch?
We smarch through heroically.
Who's your guest this week?
What day is it? Oh, Franny.
Very jealous.
Yes, one of my fellow tall girls who I have adopted. I have both. Franny and Claire don't actually know this, but they're like my tall women, my tall RHAP Survivor Big Brother women, and we're all best friends. They just don't know it yet.
We hope you had fun here with us. Let us know in the comments who was a hero, who was a villain. Did you have fun? Or any bit of feedback at all.
Did you not have fun?
Kind of tell us that too. Listen, I read everything, so I will subject myself to this.
Just be nice about it, because we're both extremely empathetic people.
Yes.
Both of us, equally.
Yes. And from outside of the Big Brother house, I'm Pooya Liana Lounge.
Love each other.
Bye.